The second experience actually emanates with COVID. I have shared already in public many stories about the COVID. Some of you may have seen it in some reel somewhere. I think you would be familiar, for example, that experience I recounted, that my COVID certificate was on my phone. And in America, my son was pulling out something from his wallet, one parchi folded up saying, "Acha, this is mine." But I'll tell you a different story. Last year, every year the world gathers in New York for the UN General Assembly. Almost all countries of the world come, the leaders come, the ministers come, prime ministers, presidents. Normally, we go around asking people, I'm from India, so we say, okay, we want to meet our counterparts. Last year, a number of my colleagues, foreign ministers of other countries, counterparts, they actually said, we would like to do an event with you. We would like to do that event because we are the countries who received the COVID vaccine. So we want an opportunity. We want an opportunity to actually express our thanks. Now, they spoke, and they all spoke from their heart. Now, and for me, the most moving sentence was actually, I think it was my colleague from Jamaica, who said, "I carry vaccine Maitri inside me." So the impact we had through COVID, because all of them said, the message was, look, we are the foreign ministers of Africa, of Caribbean, of Latin America, of South Pacific. We know there were stockpiles of vaccine close to us, produced by other countries. We did not get it from them. We got it from you. And you were far away. So, the first point I made to you was the impact that our success will have on the world. The second point I make to you is how we are today, the generosity of India. When you say that in G20, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, when we say one earth, one family, one future, the world believes us. They do not think this is an empty slogan made for a conference. They actually have seen in the behavior of India in the most difficult times, when there were countries who had stockpiled 5-6 times the number of people, they had stockpiled that many doses of vaccines. They would not give it to a small neighbor next to them. And people saw that there was a different country, one which was vaccinating its own people, and while it was vaccinating its own people, was ready to share with the rest of the world. That's my second story. I'll give you one more, and then I will come to the G20. Last year, end of last year, I had gone abroad to the Middle East, to West Asia, to invite a president of a country to visit India. So I was carrying a letter from Prime Minister Modi. And, normally foreign minister meets the president, somebody says, "Acha, you have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, please, ज़्यादा time nahi lijiye, next appointment is on the way." So they give you a slot. I'm a time conscious guy. I gave my invitation, gave Prime Minister Modi's regards. We did about 10 minutes of polite talking. Then that president actually said, "I have some things I want to ask you." He said, "I hear in India that you are today able to reach very large sections of your population because of your digital capability. So tell me a little bit about it." Now I started to speak. You ask a cabinet member of the Modi government to speak about what has happened last 10 years, obviously you're not going to stop, you're going to speak one after another. You will speak about housing, you will speak about giving food support, you will speak about Jan Arogya Yojana, Awas Yojana, Ujjwala. Now, people kept coming and sort of looking at it saying, hey, Niccolo, you had 15 minutes of 15 has become 20, has become 25. That president was completely focused on it. He actually told me, he said, just ignore those people. And he told me at the end of it all, he said, everything that you are doing applies equally in my country. Everything. So why I say this to you is, I spoke to you about the impact we are making, the motivational impact. I spoke to you about generosity of heart. But you must also realize everything we are doing today is relevant to the world. It is relevant not just to the developing world, it is relevant even to the developed world. And it is, I give you an example of it. Just a few days ago, the Financial Times had an article. The Financial Times article pointed out, it said the number of cashless financial transactions in India last year were 90 billion. Okay? Oh, wait. Do you know how many cashless transactions there were in America? Would anybody even like to guess? 2.8 billion. Even China had 17.6 billion. So I want especially the young people to understand this. You are embracing change on a scale and intensity with a passion. Even you don't know the revolution you are creating around you. This is today the new India. This is the India which, if it carries on for the next 25 years, will be the Viksit Bharat that we are all aspiring to. So I must tell you, the reason the foreign minister has come is to draw encouragement, hope, sustenance from all of you, but also tell you that this 25 years is your era. It's your achievements, your talents, your motivation that will decide really